So I've been wanting to talk about this dream that I had a while back. It's been on my mind quite a bit, actually, and I just have a feeling that if I would have talked about this sooner, maybe I would have been given more dreams and visions, possibly. Anyway, so just wanted to talk about this dream. It might not mean anything, but it might mean something. So maybe somebody out there can shed some light on this, what it means. And I know um, lately people have been having similar dreams to this. Um, So this is the way my dream went. It says there was a flash, and I was suddenly in Southern California. I'm not from California. I've only been there a handful of times. I'm actually in Colorado, and so yeah. Anyway, I was suddenly in Southern California. It's like I was like teleported there. It was a flash of light, and that's where I ended up. And I wasn't all the way on the West Coast. Um, but I know that I was in Southern California and I was inland about halfway, and it was really busy where I was at. There were a lot of people just walking around, and just business as usual, running their errands, doing their routines, whatever. And suddenly these earthquakes, just small tremors, started popping up everywhere, and it was just odd because I don't know, maybe people in California are just used to this or what, but everybody just kept going on like nothing was happening. Um, and then as time went on, um, the earthquakes started gaining in frequency and intensity, and there were a couple of people I remember um, were starting to wonder what's going on. They seemed concerned a little bit. Um, then there was another flash of light, and then I ended up in another place, the same area in Southern California, and it was the same thing. People were, just business as usual, walking along, and again the earthquakes were changing. They were getting stronger and more intense, um, and it was strange because I was able to like zoom out, and I was way above the earth, and I could see like the western third or whatever of the United States. I could see like North Dakota, South Dakota, all the way down to Texas, and then all the way west, all the way to California. But I mostly remember focusing on Southern California and Nevada and Arizona and a little bit of Texas when I saw this. And what I saw was just a massive migration of people just flooding into those states, like especially Arizona and Nevada and a little bit into Texas. It was just a massive, massive rush. It was huge. I don't know how else to explain that. It was like a massive panic and people just trying to get out of California. So, so anyway, I ended up back on the ground, same area again, Southern California. And I remember I was looking up north. I knew that I was facing north, and up into the sky, way up in the sky, like northwest, I started seeing these sparks in the sky and flashes. And for some reason, Northern California and the state of Oregon popped into my mind. I don't know why, what that means or whatever, but um, the sparks, again, they were like the earthquakes, they were growing in frequency and intensity. They were getting bigger, brighter, getting closer, and they started like showing up more towards the east. Um, like they were now moving directly over like Northern California and Oregon, and they were starting to make their way further east. So again, I looked around. I was around a lot of people, and I remember specifically seeing this woman, and I don't know what she represents, but I remember seeing her. Very, very pretty woman. Looked like she just had her hair done, fancy purse, expensive clothes, expensive shoes, and she was just walking along as if nothing was going on, just completely oblivious. Like, I don't know how somebody could, I know it's just a dream, but still how somebody can be experiencing something like that and then just not have any reaction to it whatsoever. So anyway, I was uh, I was taken out of there and then I was placed into a house. Now I knew this house was very, very big. I never saw it from the outside. Just one room from the inside. It was a very big room, and but I knew somehow that this house was massive, and there were a lot of people all over in the many rooms throughout this house. And the house was like a gleaming white. It was very, very old. And even though it was very old, it was like immaculate. It was very, very well kept up. It was just unbelievable. And it wasn't like super fancy, like it had been just interior decorated, all these fancy things. It wasn't anything like that, but it was beautiful at the same time, simple yet beautiful. And I remember I was talking to a lady. She was standing in front of me, and we were having a conversation, and I just don't remember what that conversation was about. But I remember we really didn't even have to talk, like with our mouths, like we could just think and we could communicate that way. And in throughout this house, like I said, there were a lot of people all over. There were people behind me. There were people up in rooms all over. But it was many, many levels to this house, and I knew where everybody was. Like I had a whole new level of perception and understanding. Like I knew there were people in this room doing this, there were people in that room over there doing that, even though I never saw them. And yet I felt that they knew that I was in the house also, and they knew what I was doing. I was there, standing there talking to that older woman. And another thing that I noticed that stood out to me so clearly is that everybody in the house was family. But it's not like any of the family members that I know and now in real life. They were like for example, the lady in front of me. She wasn't my mom or my aunt or my, cousin or sister or anything like that. We were family without the title of brother, sister, cousin, niece, or whatever. We had a connection, a bond that I can't really explain. Family without the title. That's the best way I know to explain it. But like I said, maybe somebody out there can shed some light on this. It may not mean anything. It could be just some crazy dream that I had. So, but anyway, the people in this house, they weren't panicking, rushing, running back and forth, packing suitcase and doing this and do that, but they were preparing. Still, they were preparing, like mentally and spiritually for what was coming. We all understood what was happening, why it was happening. And then I was taken out of that house, and then I was way up above the earth again. This time I was much higher, and I was in this building way above earth, but it was all like you could see through the whole thing. But I knew it was a building. I knew it was stationary. It wasn't like a spaceship or anything where we could move around. I knew it was in a fixed position. It would not move. And I just remember looking down at the earth thinking, wow, that looks amazing. And then suddenly the thoughts of those meteors came to mind, and I'm like, oh no, they're going to hit us. What are we going to do? We're way up here. We're right in their path. And they didn't hit us. I actually saw them go right past us, like all the way around us, and top, bottom, left, and right. They were just zooming past us, these massive fireballs, just unbelievable fireballs. And I never saw them hit the earth. I woke up before I saw any of that destruction. I don't know. That might mean something right there, that I woke up before destruction came. Maybe it means that I woke up spiritually also before that day comes. And I really believe something like that is coming. Maybe not exactly the way it happened in my dream, but I just find it really odd that there are plenty of other people who are having similar dreams about the earthquakes and the floodings and, meteor strikes and all of these things that are happening. It was very, very vivid. Also, the details and the way I felt, it was just unbelievable. I've never had a dream that felt like that before. So, but anyway, just wanted to pass that along, and somebody please help me understand, and let's help each other understand. Um, Please feel free to like and share and comment also. I welcome comments, as I said in my previous video, and I am also planning, piecing together another message, and this one has to do with the heart and healing the heart. You're not going to want to miss this one. God bless you. Wake up and take heed. Godspeed.